What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wrenching Wrecked. Still messing around with the dually, barely. Here's kind of how she sits in primer. I don't remember, I think that was the last video, second to last video, maybe a swap meet in between, but I haven't been working on anything. I haven't been making progress on any of the million projects we have going on right now because we have been absolutely slammed at the coating shop and just a ton of stuff. I wish I could show you what it is, but everything was in and out and got picked up already. So we did a teal, candy teal sparkle CT70 or CT90 frame, 4 sets of wheels this last week, and I'm covered in black. I've been coating, but gym equipment, got most of this done. The last 2 pieces are in the oven right now, so I was actually hoping, optimistically thinking, I've been up here between here and the chopper barn till about 9:30, 10 o'clock every night this week. We're also having some people over tomorrow at the chopper barn, like kind of a fall camp out. So making a ton of food, cleaning everything up for that whole socialization, hang out with people thing. But I don't want people coming over to a dirty shop. So deep cleaning over there, just kind of grinding away up here at all the miscellaneous odds and end jobs. We still have more, quoted more things out, and had to leave here yesterday or 2 days ago to go kind of give a once over on another job. Mobile blasting, which we're about 85% set up for, I think. But big job, low boy, heavy equipment trailer, full semi-size, it's like 55, 60 feet. I don't know exactly how long it is, but I'll get a video of that when we get over there to start messing around with those. It was kind of one of those feeler ones. Jesse is welding it. He can't weld until it's blasted and prepped, and we see how many holes are actually in this thing, so kind of a tag team deal. They got a wrecker and some concrete blocks, so it's supposed to be wheels off, tires off, 3 feet off the ground on cement blocks. I don't know how accurate that's gonna be. I'm gonna go away from the compressor. But yeah, so I got about 2 weeks. I'm supposed to do that, not this weekend. Today's Friday. Not this weekend, but 2 weeks from now. Get the mobile rig over there, get a fresh pallet of sand in the bed of the dually, take the little trailer with the blast pot, drop the compressor off the night before, and then try and make do. It's what I got it all for. I just haven't finalized everything. Nothing's completely done yet. So we're just kind of going with the flow of things, trying to figure it out as we go. But I just finished, I preheated these gym parts. I shot them kind of warm. Not ideal for coating, but industrial heavy duty stuff. He wants a thick, heavy coat. Shoot them warm, save myself some time instead of bringing it up, cooling it off, bringing it up, cooling it off. Just be careful if you start trying to spray stuff while it's warm. It's really easy to make, especially gloss black. It's really easy to run it. Like spray too much paint too quick, or your fan's not spread out enough. If you don't know what you're doing, it's very easy to run gloss black powder. Be warned. Know your temperatures, know what you're doing. I've been doing this long enough, it'll be fine. But that will definitely save time. So what I'm gonna do now is mess around with this a little bit while I'm waiting on the oven to cure. I went over to this side and started looking at the rocker, because it's really not too terrible over here on the driver's side. This is the worst of the rust on the entire truck. So it comes out to about here. That last little inch I think might be okay, but I gotta figure out how that rocker is gonna lay in there. The rockers they send are huge. I just opened them, put them on the box, or out of the box. They're really big, and I'll have to figure out, drill the heads of these bolts and yank these out of here at some point. The front one's out, but these 2 are in, but that holds this door seal in too. I know it's adhesive backed as well, but I don't really want to start ripping this completely apart yet. I looked at the rocker and then realized, well, the rocker and the cab corner overlap, so technically the cab corner's got to come off, which I planned on doing anyway. I 100% had to do that side. This side didn't look bad, and then I started pounding and kicking at this thing, and it just happened to be held together by the paint. So there is a body support mount that runs through here, which is where that kind of stopped, but don't make it worse to make it better. So I gotta start cutting this out. Now, my plan was to start on the driver's side and address the rocker, but it's actually worse than I thought it was gonna be, so we're going back to the passenger side. I have one, I thought I was done with the door. I got one more coat here. This body line kind of dissolves right through here. I think I'm okay across. We can grab a straight edge at some point since I gotta skim coat this anyway. I'll put a straight edge on here and see if I gotta pull this out anymore. If I do, then we'll do one more coat across. Cut myself. Run a straight edge, kind of see where we're at, and then I'll build this up real heavy down here one more time. Fill this. I'm good with this inside line along the door. I'm really happy with that. It's just this body line. You can see it real sharp, real sharp, real sharp, and then it kind of fades off right there, and then we get sharp again. So that'll be kind of, that's the important spot too. I'm not putting the camper mirrors back on. I don't think we're going back to a, you're supposed to get blood on your body work. I feel like that might be frowned upon. How's that react with the primer? Anyways, that I'm gonna be doing off camera. I'll keep messing with this. I'll bring you back when it's all done. Might leave the blood spot though. It looks cool. It's almost October, right? But what we're gonna do is start drilling some of the spot welds down here, because this is the worst of the rockers. And we keep putting this off and putting it off and putting it off. I'm not gonna work on this until it's cut out. Once it's cut out, my motivation will come back very quickly. It's just a pain because I don't have access to my lift over on the other side. Not that I need it right now, right this second. Jesus, stop bleeding. But the lift is completely tied up. I don't have room to do anything over there. My Volvo wagon, I tried grabbing because that's due for emissions at the end of the month. And it will not pass currently, but that's also broken. Power steering line went out, and it was the crossover on the rack. So that's actually over at my buddy's shop, Lucky Knuckles Garage. They are hopefully at some point gonna be able to kind of address that one because I'm out of space, out of time. This whole side's taken up until this gets picked up, and I do have a couple big potential jobs coming in immediately after this. So I can't get to my lift. It sucks. I don't need it for the bodywork stuff, so I'm gonna keep jamming on the truck in the interim. But I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try and grab my center punch, if I can find it. Why is my brain not working? I'm tired. It's been a long week. Center punch a hole in the spot welds, and then we're gonna start grinding this thing away. So I'm gonna throw you guys on the tripod, bang out a bunch of center punch holes in there. Should help. Cheapo, I think that's a $2 Harbor Freight bit. I tried it once before, and it worked awesome on the first one, but we'll see kind of what happens here. So let me throw you guys up on the tripod, get underneath the truck, pound a bunch of starter pilots, and then go from there, because that worked awesome on the first one and then started walking on the second one. The bottom side of the truck. So I did hit this first one already, and you can see, hopefully, I don't know if that's even gonna show up, but I do have a gap in between this panel already. And unfortunately, the spring on the center punch that I have up here is busted, so. Try it one at a time, maybe. Trying to get too much blood on everything. Still trying to walk on me a little bit. Come on. Close. You worked so well on the first one. Do I need a better punch? Oh. I can't even see the spot weld. We'll skip that one and come back. Come on. Well, it kind of works. Oh yeah, it definitely separated them. I'm gonna have to go back and grind these. I've never used one of these spot weld tools, so I didn't really know what to expect. I wonder if I can get this first one if we just hammer away at it. I don't even know where that one went. So I'll just keep going down the line. We'll come back to that one. It'll make itself abundantly apparent once we get the rest of them off. Yeah. All right, I'm losing interest. I was hoping that'd be quick and easy. These first two are definitely good though. If I get back behind here, grab the hammer. Nice little gap through here. So it worked perfect on the first two. Well, first and third. So we'll do something on there, I don't know what yet. Maybe I'll just drill a bunch of little pilot holes and then try the spot weld one. I got a ton of fresh bits I can do that with, so maybe I'll throw a regular little small, I don't know, sub 1/8 inch and grab some safety glasses because now I got crap in my eye. I don't even know what size this is, but it's one of the new drill bits I got, so in the new kit. I'm just setting up little tiny pilots on here. I don't know if it's actually gonna work. We'll find out what happens when we go back to the tool here in a minute, but I'm not even trying to drill through these yet. But just set up a little pilot hole. Don't forget your glasses, kids. Break that. Good thing they're warranted. Whew, that one broke for sure. Okay. Now, one advantage of spending a lot of money on drill bits is they warranty them. So. Should probably use oil too, of some sort, and go slow, but I'm impatient. And they're $3 bits. That's the one nice part about doing Harbor Freight crappy stuff. It's just hard to get leverage behind the drill. There's so many of these. It's working. Definitely better if you do a little pilot start. Doesn't even have to be all the way through. You literally just want a tiny pilot hole there. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 more. We're not ripping this whole thing off, but I am. Maybe I'll do 5 and leave 1 so it still stays attached because we are still driving this truck. So I'll keep going. We'll update when I get back, but here's kind of what we're looking at. Spot weld drill bit is like a mini hole saw. Cuts right around it. I don't know if that's gonna show up on camera on that one, but this is free. This is free. You can see it separated. Free. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that one's free. Can you guys see that? Free. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll keep doing this. It's miserable. Maybe I'm doing this wrong and going too aggressive. I broke the teeth off the first drill bit that we tried. That's why I started walking all over the place. Put a brand new one on. I got 2. Shattered the teeth. They are double-sided. I don't know how these flip around. So we're gonna destructively try this with a claw hammer. I don't think it's threaded in. Maybe it is. I don't know. There is a way to turn this blade around. Right there. There's teeth on the other side. I just don't know how that gets fixed in quite yet. So let me mess around with that. It is working really well until you break the bit, and I'm probably actually cutting deeper than I need to. I don't know if this is gonna show up at all, focus, but here's kind of where we're at. Grab the claw hammer in between the panels here. So we're definitely making progress, and I like using the spot welder cutter, but come on, get in. It's really hard to do this one-handed. We got 4 left. 4 left. So let me try and rig something up and see what I can do to get that out. Well, the 2 teeth I had left got me through 3 more spot welds before I tried addressing that. So let me grab the other broken one. I got one more initial update. There's a little Allen key in the bottom of this. Pull that out, there's a spring and a ball. That's for your center punch component or your starter. I tried getting this to move. I'm not having any luck. I don't have a vise up here at the powder shop. I brought that over to the barn. I think if you put that in a vise, this should unthread. I don't know how well. I don't know. It looks threaded when you look up real close here. Focus, focus, focus. It looks like that's threaded on there. And an 8mm will grab the outer shank. I don't have a way to hold this tight enough. It's just spinning. I mean, granted, I'm using channel locks, but this does work. You just got to be pretty careful and not be aggressive and power through it like I did. But they're also $3. So if I bought 5 of these, this panel would be done and off for 15 bucks. So they definitely do work. Do I think it's the best thing in the world? Absolutely not. But it's a Harbor Freight tool. What are you really trying? Like, my expectations are real for a $3 drill bit. So I'm gonna get this set up with a quick little pilot. One more here. On that one that I walked. Oh, we're too far forward. Got one more right here. Now, you don't need a spot weld tool for this. Don't get me wrong, like, we're so close, I might actually just keep going here and do the, once you get the pilot hole started, once the pilot's started, all you gotta do is use a bigger bit than the weld itself. All right, 2 bits are going to warranty. Whoops. But if I take a big bit, let me grab one here, demonstrate one time before I ruin all my tools. Bigger bit. You don't have to go all the way through like that. You actually don't want to, I think. I'm not a body guy, so I'm kind of just winging this. But I would assume you don't want to go all the way through. Come on. I need a hammer for my hammer. Let's go one size bigger on the drill bit. Just, screw it. Come on. I don't know if you saw that whole panel flex right there, but it did. There we go. Jesus, so much rust down in here. All right, so I need one size bigger on this last one. We should be pretty much free. There she goes. All right. One panel free. On the lower. And then if we look through the rusted out hole, I got one more spot weld still semi-connected. Got one right back here in the back corner. I don't know if I'm gonna take that off yet, but that's pretty much it. And then I'm gonna have one hell of a time trying to get back in here behind the cab. But spot weld components are free. Now, we should be able to start separating all of this and rip this out, and then it's just gonna be a matter of where I cut the line. There is a body panel support right underneath here. That's pretty much where this rust ends. I don't know if any of that's gonna show up on camera, but follow my finger. That's as far as I can get. So, one more there. I think I'm gonna leave that kind of dangling right there for now. And then I'm gonna grab more of those spot weld tools. There's one left, which should break. I mean, it's rusty, so it should break. I don't really feel like doing much more. It's late. I've been working way too long this week. Way too many, screw it. Can't leave it alone. Make it ugly to make it better. Let's just pop that one right there. Almost there. One spot weld left. Come on. There we go. This is aggressive. It's all rust, so. Now, if I was doing this on something more important, I would not be approaching it this way, but I have the patch panel, and the patch panel actually looks pretty good. Like, you want to use cutting tools for this, not bend, flex, break. We're this close, and I don't feel like going in and grabbing a grinder. Can't really make it any worse. Oh my God, why? Why? I just need a little zip wheel. Would work fine, but we're this far. Come on. There we go. There is what we're replacing. So, it definitely comes up a little bit. We'll have to cut this. And then, I don't know if there's anybody guys out there. I'm gonna try and post this video before I actually tackle the real part of this. Right now, it's just kind of getting it prepped and ready. This whole the bed will be coming off, but I know you're supposed to weld on the body seams, like on a line. That sounds terrible in terms of grinding down welds and trying to clean that up and skim coating and filing. What are your guys' thoughts? If I'm close enough to this ridge, do I still get the added support and not warp it like I did up here? Like, I know on the seam is the best spot, but, or in here, technically would be a good spot too, right, on the inside. But I don't have tools to get in here and sand and file this well enough. So I'm almost thinking, like, for me, I feel like I'd be better off if I actually kind of pushed it in a little bit. If the panel pulls in, I can skim coat and fix it. If it's too tall or prominent, I don't want to be grinding welds and grinding sheet metal and turn it into nothing and then just slab it over with Bondo. If it's sunk, I can do a coat across, is kind of my thought. I'm learning this as I'm going, so do not hesitate to criticize, critique, and update me in the comments of what I'm doing right or wrong. But the inner structure looks pretty good. There's a little bit of rust down here. We'll clean that up with the wire wheel and do some primer filler before we actually get into that part. But the upper structure should be okay. And then, I mean, like I said, to me, it makes more sense to cut it down here because it's easier to sand and do the body work to try and level it on a flat surface than it is to try and get into these corners. Might be the wrong way to do it. I don't really know. It's my work truck, so whatever's easier, but we got no more time this weekend, so Harbor Freight spot welder worked. Keep me posted in the comments. I still got a bunch of bike stuff I gotta start jamming away on over at the barn. We're just buried. This is the first time I've had any time at all to pick up tools and mess around with anything, so why not destroy your daily driver while you're at it, right? It looked semi-complete before, and now it looks like every other Midwest truck in the world. That'll wrap it up. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Coating stuff should be done. I should be a little more caught up, and I can start getting back in the garage and the barn and trying to get some of these projects done. Catch you on the next one.